Welcome to the Good Health Revolution, South Africa's largest ever online health and wellness event, where we have brought together the country's leading experts who will be revealing powerful strategies on how you can improve your health and create a life of energy and vitality, starting today. Health and healing does not have to be difficult, restrictive, or even overwhelming. We are going to show you how fun, easy, and effective it can be. All you need is the right guidance, accountability, an open mind, and an attitude of curiosity. Don't forget, if you would like to own this entire series to share with family and friends, as well as get your hands on a variety of resources that will support you in a big way to reach your goals, just click the VIP upgrade button on your screen at any time to get access. So are you ready to create a life your future self will thank you for? Let's get started. Hi, and welcome to the Good Health Revolution Season 2. I'm your host, Stephanie Grosvenor, owner of Unlimited You Coaching and co-founder of Vitamin G Nutraceuticals. Today, for the first time, I'm welcoming Fiona Stander to the show. Fiona, thank you so much for joining us this year.
Hi, Stephanie. It is a privilege and an honor that you reached out to me and asked me to share what I know. So thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm excited for our chat.
Of course. Well, you are founder of the Juice Revolution, which is a company I've really enjoyed and used a lot of your products for the longest time. So I thought there's no way I'm going to run this event this year without having you guys come on and share more about your knowledge and expertise. And today specifically, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics that is so important for health. And that is the topic of detoxification and how when we support our detox pathways, we open up the body's ability, its innate ability to heal itself. So this is going to be a goodie.
It is. And, it's when I was preparing for our chat, I just was again reminded of how much power is actually in our hands when it comes to supporting the body's detoxification pathways and the immense damage that gets done if you don't do that good work, in terms of disease conditions and illnesses. And so, and it's not even that complicated. The things that we can do are quite profound and they're small. So yes, I'm very happy to share what I do know. And I've seen it working in my own life, and hopefully you can give some tips to the listeners on what they can do too.
I've got no doubt. So let me read your bio so the audience knows a little bit more about you, and then we can jump in.
Cool.
Fiona Stander, the visionary behind Juice Revolution, is a South African entrepreneur who embarked on this journey with a deep-seated passion for quality health and excellence. After a 23-year corporate career as a chartered accountant, IT specialist, international consultant, and general manager, Fiona sought a more balanced life with more quality time for her family. Fiona's journey into the world of nutrition began when she discovered the transformative power of juicing in her life and that of her family's. It was this personal revelation that fueled her determination to focus her energies on building the Juice Revolution brand. Her experience in balancing a healthy diet with the demands of corporate life ignited a vision. She envisioned a solution, 100% natural, nutrient-dense, meals that are delicious, convenient, and set a revolutionary new standard in nourishment. For Fiona, Juice Revolution is more than a business. It's a deep-rooted commitment to providing the highest quality nutrition and unwavering support for your health journey. Fiona, I love that. I can feel your passion just by reading your bio. So thank you for the work that you are doing in this world and having the courage to take that vision and bring it to life so that you can support more people around the country.
Thank you, Stephanie. It's been an interesting journey the last 12, 13 years, and such a privilege to be on the journey. And there's lots more good stuff to come.
Oh, undoubtedly. Well, I'm always going to be keeping a watchful eye out for what you guys have in store next. But Fiona, let's get into it. Why people are here. Let's talk more about detoxification. What is there's a lot of controversy around detoxification. Is it something that we need to do? Does our body take care of it naturally? So we've got specific detox organs and pathways. Do we still need to put a focus and emphasis on detox, or will our body just take care of it?
So, yeah, and I actually get that question quite often as well from people. And it is true that the body's got natural detox pathways, and the body wants to detox us and keep us healthy at all times. But just because the body is equipped to do something and desperately wants to do something does not mean that it is enabled to do it if we don't do the hard work of nurturing and sustaining the detox pathways, because they don't just run on autopilot and fresh air. There's nutrients that are required. There's a certain lifestyle that's required. And I always, there's an analogy. Your body wants to breathe. It wants to keep you alive. You don't have to tell yourself to breathe. You just breathe. But if you were to find yourself in a burning building and you were trapped in a room filled with smoke, or someone put their hands around your neck and started squeezing your neck, you wouldn't be able to breathe, even though the body wants to breathe and can breathe without you thinking about it. And it's the same with the detox pathways. Our amazing body is certainly able to undertake the task of detoxification. We've got organs specifically designed for this purpose, but our responsibility lies in nurturing and sustaining them. And by doing that, we fortify the body's innate detoxification abilities. So yes, the body detoxes on its own, but sorry, we do also need to get involved in that process.
We've got to do our part. That's a great analogy, Fiona. Thank you. That puts a nice understanding and visual to our role in supporting our body's detox pathways. A big misconception that we have to throw in here quickly is, and I hear this all the time, is that if I am not consuming alcohol, I don't need to detox. What are your thoughts on that?
If only it were so. If only it were so. If we'll get into it a little bit further, but there's so much more than just alcohol. That is, I don't know if you want to jump to the topic of toxic overload.
That's okay. So we can get, I guess, if that's in your presentation, so we can jump to that a little bit later.
Yeah. I mean, it's good if you're not consuming alcohol. That's one less thing that the body has to detox you from. But there are so many other things out there as well that are coming into the body that are putting the burden on our systems to detoxify. So alcohol, obviously an abuse of alcohol is terrible. If you're having, if you have an odd glass of wine and you have a glass of wine on the weekend, your body's equipped to detoxify you from that alcohol. That's not the issue. It's where it starts to build up in the system, and the other aspects that we're going to talk about that are required to support the detox capabilities. When all of those pillars start falling down, then all of a sudden every single extra little bit, it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back.
That makes sense. That makes sense, of course. So we need to have healthy detox pathways so it can handle the small amounts of toxicity that we possibly exposed to, like that glass of wine on a weekend. From a health perspective, why is it so important to look after our detox pathways if we ever want to achieve or create good health or bring our bodies into a state of healing? What is that connection?
So let's go through the different pathways. Most people will think of, when they think of detoxification, they think of there's only the liver that's involved. But actually, okay, let me take a step back. The concept of detoxification is the process whereby the body neutralizes and eliminates harmful substances from the system. It will find them, neutralize them, eliminate them, and we have that innate ability in order to maintain optimal health and balance in the body. And the body does this using, we've got the liver, we've got the GI tract, we've got our skin, we've got our lymphatic system, and they all work together. And we are removing metabolic waste products, which the body creates in the process of various metabolic activities. We need to remove environmental toxins, we need to remove waste products and pharmaceutical drugs from the body. But the importance of detoxification lies in protecting the cells and organs from these harmful substances. So they can enter the body, but if the detoxification process is not happening and they are not eliminated from the body, they hang around and they start circulating and getting into all different, they get into your tissues, they get into your bloodstream, and they start to enter into the different organs. And this is where a huge problem starts to happen. So by eliminating the toxins and any waste products, anything that's foreign, the body can maintain balance and optimize health. And you know, if you ask yourself, are my detox pathways working well? Signs of a healthy, robust detoxification system is you would have a robust immune system. You're not getting sick every 3 weeks in winter, and your colleague can come into the office and your colleague can be sick, but you don't get sick. You know, your friends' children can be sick, but you don't get sick. You've got a healthy digestive system. You've got optimal energy levels. You don't have to drag yourself out of bed and have a cup of coffee to get going in the morning. You've got a healthy skin. You haven't got brain fog. You've got clear thinking. You've got a happy mood. Those are all signs of an efficient detoxification system.
And good sleep as well, right? Like if you're sleeping
Yes.
through the night, then you know your detox pathways are
Yes.
pretty good.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Just, you mentioned a couple organs that were involved. You briefly ran over them. Can you just make note of that again, please, so that people, I just want to make sure people are familiar with the exact organs that are actually involved that we need to look after when we are supporting creating healthy detox pathways. Please.
Cool. And so and just to mention, I've got notes here because in preparing this, there was so much content. So to try and make sure I can get it into 30 minutes, I've got notes, and I'm going to have to skip over some of my info. Others we're also going to be sitting here for 2 hours. But so most people think of detoxification, they think of the liver. Everybody knows about the liver, but there actually are other organs and systems involved, like the gastrointestinal tract, the urinary system, the skin, and the lymphatic system. And I'll just quickly, briefly go through each of them. The liver, look, our beloved liver is like the kingpin. It is the most important organ in the body when it comes to detoxification. Performs over 500 functions. And it's one of the only, I think it is the only organ that can actually regenerate itself. You can cut 60% of your liver off and it will regenerate itself. It is quite remarkable. And if things go wrong with your liver, you've got big problems. So the liver, most people know there's a phase 1 and a phase 2 detox pathway. The end goal is to convert toxins into less harmful substances and then convert from a fat-soluble to a water-soluble substance so that they can be eliminated. And your body needs enzymes called P450 enzymes in order to be able to do the phase 1 and the phase 2 detox. And then phase 3 is using the other organs like the kidneys and the GI tract to get those toxins out of the system. Proper liver function is vital in maintaining overall health and protecting the body from toxic insults, chemical insults. Okay, then we've got the urinary system, which is you've got your kidneys, you've got your ureters, the bladder. Also extremely important system of the body. The importance of the kidneys, they eliminate waste products and toxins filtered through the liver and excrete them through the urine. So maintaining a kidney function is essential also for a healthy body and to maintain balance. You know, it's kind of like a downstream. If the liver's working but you've got kidney problems, then you're going to have still a toxic buildup and you won't be able to eliminate waste products from the system. Then you've got your gastrointestinal tract. And I think today, probably, there's a huge, people are suffering in this area. There's that amazing Netflix documentary on the gut. Your entire immune system is sitting there in your gut. So there's 4 activities that are happening there: the ingestion of food, the digestion of food, the absorption, and the excretion of the waste products. So, you know, when you chew, the process of digestion starts. You need the digestion. There's a chemical and a mechanical section. Mechanical is the chewing of the food. The chemical is the breaking down of the food. And what is so vitally important for the digestive component is that you've got to have the right digestive enzymes in the system. And this is also, you know, depending on your lifestyle and what you eat and how much raw food you eat is going to affect your digestive enzymes. So they are in your saliva, they're in the gastric juices in your stomach, they're in your intestines. The small intestine, the pancreas is producing digestive enzymes, and then the bile in the liver and the gallbladder, which is key. Then you've got the absorption of the GI tract. And this is really where people who've got a compromised GI tract, they are struggling to absorb nutrients from their food, because the absorption is the process where the tiny nutrient particles are then absorbed through the intestinal walls into the blood and gets circulated to all the cells of the body, and then the excretion. And the excretion you are eliminating as feces, whatever food substances you can't digest and absorb, as well as toxins and waste products. And that's a key part of the detoxification part of the GI tract. Yes, you're getting rid of all the insoluble fiber, but there's also a lot of toxins that need to be excreted. And I found here when I was researching this, in a healthy digestive system, 1/3 of excreted matter is made up of dead intestinal bacteria, and the remainder is indigestible fiber and the sloughing off of the intestinal lining. So again, if you don't get rid of those dead intestinal bacteria, they're going to hang around the GI tract and they're going to cause a lot of damage. So again, the body can function smoothly and efficiently only if the bowel removes the generated waste daily. And otherwise, your body becomes a cesspool of waste. It starts building up, causing a lot of problems. So a healthy GI tract, the third organ.
That's sorry, Fiona, if I can just comment on there real fast, because being a gut health specialist, a big problem that I see for a lot of people is constipation. And I think originally people who feel constipated might think it's an inconvenience, like it makes them feel a bit bloated and sluggish, but not really realizing the consequence of living for years with constipation. Because as you said, 1/3 of that bowel is like dead bacteria and dead or old blood cells, all this kind of stuff that we need to get out of the body. And when it's sitting in your GI system, when it's sitting in your gut, those toxins are then just being reabsorbed into the body. So you're actually increasing your toxic load, making you feel terrible. So it's not just that sluggishness, but part of that sluggishness is the reabsorption of toxins that are floating in the body. So to support those detox pathways, it's so important if you are constipated to take care of that ASAP, because that's going to create a lot of symptoms.
And it's one of those spiraling, it's going to get worse and spiral out of control. And the other thing that happens when you've got all this dead matter that you can't get out, it attracts parasites, which, you know, in a way then are actually your friends, because they're coming there. The same as if you see there's, you know, an animal's been run over, parasites will go to consume it, and you're going to attract more parasites to your body because you've got all this dead matter to try and work it out. And then those parasites are also giving off waste products, and it's, you know, it's
crazy.
It's GI tract. I mean, the liver is the kingpin, but the GI tract as well. You know, if it's not working, you can't absorb your nutrients and you can't excrete waste products. Two big problems. And then there is the fourth one, our lymphatic system. This is, you know, everyone just kind of hears of lymphatic massage and, you know, why do you go for that? But the lymph system that could be on its own a 2-hour talk. But in essence, it's a network of vessels, tissues, and organs responsible for carrying waste like bacteria, viruses, toxins, abnormal cells from our tissues into the bloodstream. So it's like the sewage system of the body, and it's an essential component of your immune system, helping fight infection and diseases. And when the lymphatic system becomes sluggish and blocked, it leads to waste and toxic accumulation in the system, and you are going to get inflammation, you're going to get pain, you're going to get a lot of other symptoms. And it is so important as well, a well-functioning lymphatic system. And we're going to talk a little bit just now about, so how do I get my lymphatic system working, and how do I support my liver, and how do I support everything else? It also affects the brain function and having a clear mind to be able to undertake what you need to do. So yeah, think of it as like the refuse removal system that's moving all the way through the body. It's got to gather up all this toxic junk as it is, and then make sure that it gets moved away from the cells and organs.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for going into a bit more detail, because it gives us a clear picture that every organ, there's multiple organs involved in your detox pathways, and each one of them has a specific role to play. Like in any sort of business or organization, if one area is not running, it doesn't matter if the others are optimal, like there's going to be a breakdown. And it's the same with our detox pathways. We could have a great liver, like a healthy functioning liver, but if your kidneys are not working, or your gut is disrupted, then there's going to be a breakdown in that process, and there is going to be a buildup of toxicity or a toxic overload. So, thank you for just giving us a better idea.
I think we've lost a little bit of the understanding of like this, or just the common sense, the body is a system. And because like the medical field is divided up, and you've got like your heart guy and your lung guy, and you've got your lymphatic person, you've got your skin person, and you've got your, and we've divided us, we're like chopped the body up into all these little boxes, and you don't realize it is an unbelievable invention that the way this body works and the way everything is so interconnected. We shouldn't even say there's like 4 pathways. We should say there's a detoxification system in the entire body that has got so much infinite wisdom in how it works together, and is, if it's well supported, the good news is that you can look forward to a healthy life, and you can get old without even aging. Old doesn't mean you've got to be aging. You can be healthy right up until you breathe your last, but you've got to look after your system and understand that it's connected, and we've got to do our part.
Very true. Very true. Everything, absolutely everything is connected. And that's really the difference between a conventional medicine approach, which is very individualized. As you said, there's specialists for everything. If you compare it to like a functional or integrative approach.
Yes.
That's why sometimes it's quite difficult if you ask a functional medicine practitioner, like, what do you specialize in? Because they can deal with thyroid issues and gut issues and all these things, because we understand it's a systems approach.
Yes.
When you treat one system, you affect the others. And when you're looking after these systems, as you said, the body has an innate ability to heal. And we were born, we were designed to work perfectly, to function perfectly, heal ourselves. So if that is not working, we need to come back and ask why. What is the interference? What is the obstacle preventing my body from working as it should? And if we just remove that obstacle, the body regains its ability to function. It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're going to do.
That journey of finding, that obstacle and going on that journey of good health, it's not, we've got used to a quick fix. Give me a pill and this will solve my problem. Whereas you've got to go like almost, like a detective and say, okay, let me start with making this change in my life, and let me do that for a while. But expect, maybe it took you 50 years to get to a poor state of health. You can't fix that in 1 week, but by taking certain pharmaceutical drugs. It might take you 2 years to get back to that point of perfect health, but you can do it. I think that's what people have kind of lost hope, to think, okay, well, I have to accept this. You don't have to accept any ailment, any annoyance, big or small, disease condition. You can heal it. You've got to believe in the body's innate healing ability. And then you've got to create the environment that the body can do what it wants to do. Because just like we said, it wants to breathe, and it will breathe. It'll do its damnedest to breathe and keep us alive. But if you're in a burning building, well, sorry, then there's nothing I can do. And it's the same with this whole system of detoxification. And the good news is, as I said, it's not like you need to get on a plane and fly to another country or go on a special machine or find some guru somewhere in the Amazon rainforest. There's simple, basic things you can do that can make a massive difference.
And I want to get into that with you on what we can do from a lifestyle perspective. But before we jump straight into that, I would love for you to create some awareness for people around where are they really coming into contact with all these toxins that's creating a toxic burden or overload. And I just want to throw a statistic in there so everybody can understand the severity of what we're dealing with. But when you look at the latest research, it is showing that most people, especially women, are exposed to over 200 toxic chemicals by the time they leave the house in the morning. And every single one of us as an individual is fighting off in excess of 1,000, or not fighting off, but we are exposed to over 1,000 toxic chemicals daily that our body needs to learn how to deal with. So, I mean, this is a big problem. So how are we getting 200 chemicals, by the time we leave the house in the morning, sort of thing? Where is this all coming from?
It's crazy. And, before I answer that, I was trying to find the statistic about a year ago. Somebody shared with me the part per million toxic exposure that the human race had 100 years ago compared to what we're exposed to today. It is absolutely horrifying. And there are 60,000 synthetic chemicals that are already being produced, with 1,000 new ones being added every single year. The world we live in now, it's just gone crazy, and we've kind of just accepted and gotten used to it. But and what happens is that the toxins that we're exposed to, so they are coming from the environment, the air that you breathe. They're coming from your diet. I mean, the shocking amount of toxic chemicals that are in our food. Some of the food that people are eating, you can't even call it food anymore. And so they're coming from your household cleaning products. They're coming from your personal care products. They're in your makeup. They are in your lifestyle, depending, if you're smoking, how much you're drinking. So they are around us. You've got to make, and it's one of the pillars that I'll speak on just now, you've got to make very clear, wise choices, because you can't stop the toxins you're going to breathe in on the way to work.
Yeah.
You obviously, luckily we live in a country where our pollution is not so bad, but you can control the food that you eat. You can control the products that you put on your body. You can control the things that you use to clean your home. There is a lot that we can do, but very often we're blinded to the fact that those chemicals are even in there. We've kind of been brainwashed by big marketing budgets, and even on the food side, these things aren't so bad for you. Ingest all these foods, and what happens is that there's a concept of toxic overload. So the body can detoxify us, but it gets to a point where there is such an accumulation of chemicals and toxins that toxic overload happens. And then all of a sudden there's just too much coming in, and all these organs have got too much to do, and then lifestyle factors have stopped, like the exercise and the sleep that we're going to talk about. And unfortunately, this unprecedented exposure to toxins starts to take a toll on our health, because once that scale tips and your body is no longer able to deal with the toxins, it's a slow road downhill of what's going to happen in terms of ailments. It might be first niggling problems, and then it becomes a more severe problem. And eventually it becomes like, I've got all these health challenges, but I don't know where they are and where to start and where did they come from. But they start at the point where the body's detoxification machinery can't cope anymore, because there's just too much toxins coming in. And the lifestyle, because there's a lot of lifestyle things you need to do as well, those lifestyle things aren't in place. Eventually you've got to cut your organs some slack.
Yeah.
And say, what? I'm going to give you a break, and I'm going to do something about this. And that's often, the debate where people say, I don't need to go on a cleanse, and my body's fine. Like, actually, no, you do need to cut your organs some slack, and every now and then do something to give them a boost, and then make those small daily changes as well.
Well, we take our car in for a service every X amount of kilometers or X amount of years because it needs a reboot. Yeah. It's not broken.
Yes.
It needs like a refresher,
yes, exactly.
Right? Clean things out.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of money and we prioritize getting our car serviced because we know that we are screwed if our car breaks down. We can't get to work. We can't drive the kids to school.
Yeah.
Like, it impacts our life dramatically if our car breaks down.
Yes.
Yet we don't give the same love and attention to our body. If our body doesn't work, life's definitely going to take a knock, like not going to work so well. So it's
and it costs you a lot more to drive your car until it breaks down than it would to just service it. So the logical thing is just service your car so that it doesn't break down. You don't have a blown head gasket or something that costs you a fortune. It's the same principle. Very good analogy.
And then it lasts you double the amount of time. You can have a car for 20 years and it can run smoothly. Same with our bodies.
Yeah.
It's a theory, not a theory, but a pillar in functional medicine that we don't get sick because we get old. There's a lot of like ailments that we associate with old age, or high blood pressure, cholesterol, memory, joints, mobility issues, all these things. And we have this idea in society that we get sick and we develop ailments because we get old. But when you look at it from a functional perspective, we get old because we get sick, because our mitochondria is sick, because our liver is sick, because our
love that.
And that is actually what causes the aging. So we need to flip that on its head to understand how the body and longevity works. So on that note, Fiona, for the sake of time, what can we do from a diet and lifestyle perspective to live a more detox-focused, healthier lifestyle?
Okay, Stephanie, so there's 4 pillars that I'm going to go through. I'm going to have to chop some of the information in the interest of time. So the pillars are a diet, whole food plant-based diet, exercise, sleep and stress management, and making wise choices.
Okay.
So on the whole food plant-based diet, there is now scientific research that shows that a diet rich in whole foods and plant-based ingredients plays a significant role in the body's ability to detox. It's not a debate anymore. There's scientific, in researching even for this talk, there are papers upon papers upon papers. So the debate about whether food makes a difference, there's no debate anymore. For example, there's phytonutrients in fruits and vegetables that help modulate the metabolic pathways. So the right food choices that you make on a daily basis, they can either supply nutrients that assist the body in healing every day, or those foods are going to be poison that degrade your health over time. And those are the choices that we've got. I'm sure you've heard that saying, don't dig your grave with your knife and fork. Don't dig your own grave, which some people are doing. So, and ancient civilizations and our great grandparents, they knew this, how important food was. And what has happened, I don't know the last how long, but we've abandoned our nutritious dietary habits in order to maximize pleasure, convenience, and profit. And we've introduced mass production of food, chemical spraying of all of our food, artificial flavors, additives, preservatives, processed food, fast food, junk foods. And now there's an epidemic of chronic disease that is caused in part by the modern diet, and we've got to get back to our roots. And the good news is the roots are simple. Plant-based food, easily available. You can plant it, you can plant your own vegetable garden, you can find it in your grocery stores. And, like Hippocrates said, let food be thy medicine. And I was listening to a talk the other day that was saying, I don't know when it was, but in the olden days, if I can call it that, a doctor was paid if the people in his village didn't get sick. His role was just that he doesn't get sick. He wasn't, and now we flipped the switch, and it's like, oh, doctors love it if you're sick because they've got more medicine. So yeah, I can't tell you when it was, but that was the original system of the world. Yeah. So we've got to get back to
lots of plants.
And yes, thanks to science, we've got proof that the key to optimal health is to eat a wide range of nutrient dense, and the range is important, whole foods from the earth, as close to nature as possible. I always, when I coach my clients, I talk about low HI living, low human intervention living. The less human intervention there is in your food, the better. Yeah. So of course, like low HI, I literally pick an apple off the orchard and I eat it. And high HI is it's a carbonated apple drink with sugar that's made from concentrates. So we want to live a low HI life. So we're looking for fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, seeds, herbs, and spices. There's clinical evidence, and I'll just jump through a few of these. Clinical trials that have shown the positive effects on detoxification systems of cruciferous vegetables. So there you're talking your watercress, your broccoli, your kale, your cabbage, your Brussels sprouts. Allium vegetables, chives, garlic, leeks, onions, apiaceous vegetables, carrots, parsnips, celery, parsley, asparagus, nightshades, your tomatoes and aubergines and peppers, legumes, nuts, a lot of different herbs, alfalfa sprouts, milk thistle, turmeric, and many fruits, apples, citrus, grapefruit, grapes, blueberries, cranberries. So, and I'm talking clinical evidence that is showing the effect that those foods have on supporting the body's detoxification pathways. More clinical research on the effect of antioxidants. So your vitamin C's and E's, which you get in your avocados, your leafy greens, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, peppers, citrus fruits, nuts, seeds, they protect the body from oxidative stress. And if you're not neutralizing the free radicals, which the antioxidants are going to deal with, you are opening yourself up to a lot of cellular damage. Yeah. So that will ensure that there is no damage to the cells and the body is able to detoxify itself successfully. And then looking at specific organs, I even found, so the liver, sulfur-rich foods, and the liver is, you cannot emphasize how important, like cruciferous vegetables, which were your watercress, your broccolis, your kale, your cabbage, Brussels sprouts, so delicious, fried with a little bit of nutmeg. So they contain compounds called glucosinolates. And what happens, the body breaks this down into a phytochemical called sulforaphane. So if anybody listening to this, just go and Google sulforaphane and how that supports your liver's enzyme functions and your liver's ability to detoxify. It is unbelievable. Yeah. So amazing, powerful. And then you've got your other key nutrients that support the liver function are your family of B vitamins, so all your dark leafy greens, your avos, your mushrooms, starchy veggies, nuts, seeds. The same, what you find when you start researching this, the same actors keep coming onto the stage. Eat lots of leafy greens, eat your watercress, eat your Brussels sprouts, and find ways to get them into your food. Yeah. So that is the liver, the foods that you should be looking for. When it comes to the gut, we're looking for fiber and we're looking for probiotic-rich foods. So your kefirs, your kombuchas, your sauerkraut, your kimchis, your yogurt, help you maintain a healthy gut microbiome. And if you've got a healthy gut microbiome, you can detoxify, which means you can absorb nutrients. So it's a good balance. The kidneys, kidneys, there's two things. You need to maintain proper hydration, and you need to consume a balanced diet, and limiting your protein intake and monitoring your sodium intake and increasing your consumption of fruits and vegetables is what we want to do for the kidneys. So, I know there's two absolutely opposing fields. You've got like the vegetarians and the carnivore diet. Yes. Personally, I think we eat way too much animal protein, like way too much over the top, and the human body is not designed to digest the amount of animal proteins that we're eating, and it's putting a lot of strain on our organs. And then our lovely lymphatic system, water, and more water. The body is made of 96% water, and the single most important thing you can do to keep, because you want to keep your lymph fluid and watery. The most important thing you can do for the lymphatic system, apart from the second pillar of exercise, is to make sure that you are consuming enough water and staying hydrated. And that water is not the water that's in your coffee or the water that's in your other, it's pure, clear, clean water that you need to be drinking. And that can have
yes, filtered.
Yes, it has a significant effect on this. Is the most watery of the body systems. And so I've said here, if you don't drink enough water and that lymphatic system is not fluid enough, what happens is the flow is stagnant, congested, and dirty. And instead of it moving out of the body, it's staying in all the different systems surrounding all the tissues, and the tissues are going to start incurring damage, and you're going to start getting issues as your transport network slows down. So that's my diet and exercise pillar in a nutshell. Like I say, you could talk 3 hours just on that.
Definitely. Fiona, do you mind just make a comment on the dietary side of things? Being an audience of South Africans who love to braai and who love their meat. I remember I had friends when I was in high school that used to joke that chicken is a vegetable, like meat. So from this perspective, with everybody listening, I don't want you to get scared and think, oh my goodness, I have to all of a sudden become a vegan. Okay. I think your dietary choices is up to you, but we are giving you information so that you can make an informed decision. And looking after your gut health, your kidneys, your liver, your immune system, every area of the body doesn't mean you have to necessarily go vegan or raw or vegetarian. You're going to find the diet that works best for you. And when I say diet, I just mean your daily food choices, not like being on a strict diet. But if you can focus, if you can take away from this at least, like you maybe don't want to go vegan, but can you at least start to incorporate more whole foods on a daily basis? There's a good sort of baseline, Fiona. I don't know what you do with a lot of your clients, but there's a good baseline that for optimal health, we want to be getting between 50 to 60 different kinds of whole foods a week. But the initial minimum we want to aim for is 30 different kinds of whole foods. So it doesn't really matter about the quantity, but more the variety of things. So if you're having your piece of steak at dinner, can you have your Brussels sprouts? Can you have your sweet potato? Can you have berries for breakfast? Can you get all these different things in? So I just wanted to make that comment that I don't want people to get fearful now. I think like the more whole foods you can bring in and the less reliant on animal protein, the better, but do the best you can. And maybe every week start to work on bringing in a little bit more whole foods than you have previously, and just watch your body absolutely transform.
I completely second that. It's about, eat your meat. If you want to eat meat, eat the meat, but what does the color of your plate look like? And what is the color of your diet for the week? Was it all brown and white? So I had all my red piece of meat and my white potatoes, because actually blueberries are delicious and raspberries are delicious. You've got to go get them and then get the recipes. And so I can make like chia bowls, and I can make soaked oats, and I can add the veggies together with my meat. So I agree with you. It's not about saying I've been vegetarian, then I went back to eating meat, and now I'm back to vegetarian because it just works for me. My body, I don't need animal protein. My husband, he's not vegetarian, and he's not going to be vegetarian anytime soon. But then I make sure that the rest, with the veggies, are all there. So yes, I think it's one way. You've got to listen to the intuition of your own system and say what works for me. Definitely. Thanks for adding that.
For the sake of time, let's quickly cover those last 4 pillars.
Okay.
And then I got some questions about juicing for you.
Okay, so the second pillar is exercise. It is for the ability. So it's the key thing is that when you exercise, you are sweating. That's why we want to be exercising, apart from the de-stressing aspect of it. And sweating is not just a mere response to heat. It is a complex biological process by which the body detoxifies. It's integral to health and disease management. And when the body temperature rises, then your sweat glands release water to the skin surface to cool the skin surface and just cool the blood below the skin through evaporation. But besides cooling, sweating helps to eliminate toxins. And these toxins include heavy metals like nickel, lead, chromium, and those heavy metals can be excreted through sweat at concentrations 10 to 30 times higher than in the blood or the urine. Wow. Which, if that is enough motivation to make sure that you're doing enough exercise and that you're sweating nicely. And then the other key aspect of exercise is the lymphatic system. So the lymphatic system does not have a pump like the heart. Yeah. In order for the lymphatic system to work, the muscles need to contract. And when your muscles contract, your lymphatic system the lymph fluid is able to move through the body. And there's 2 exercises that are standing out when it comes to what's the best for the lymphatic system. And interesting enough, those are any exercise that you do in water and rebounding. And the water is because of the pressure on the body that the water is exerting that helps the lymphatic system. And the rebounding is just incredible. And the amazing thing about both of these 2 is you can do them at any age and they don't put any strain on your joints at all. The benefit of rebounding is, rebounding is those mini trampolines. For anyone that doesn't know, they're not that expensive. You can buy one, put it in your room, and you can you only need to jump for 10 minutes on the rebounder to see the benefit. And what happens is when you rebound, the valves of the lymphatic system are opening and closing at the same time. And there's a huge increase in the white blood cells of the body, which stimulates the immune system. And you don't have to do like a full-on workout. You could gently jump up and down. And if you are really, really sick, you could literally sit on the rebounder and someone could take their foot and push that just to get you to move up and down like that. So yeah, a rebounder. And if you've got kids, they will also love it because then they can have a move. And the next one is adequate sleep and stress management. So when we are sleeping, and I actually discovered this when I was researching for our talk, Stephanie, is our inner cleaning squad goes to work to remove toxins that have accumulated in the brain throughout the day. So there's a detoxification process happening. The toxins are transported out of the body through the cerebrospinal fluid, known as CFS. And the substances that are linked to Alzheimer's are the substances that you're wanting to remove from the brain area that accumulated in the day. So if that process is not working well, your risk for developing Alzheimer's in your old age is obviously increasing. And so you don't want those substances.
They call it amyloid plaque. And it's the same way as how like plaque builds up in our arteries and cause blockages. The same things happen in our brain with this amyloid plaque. It builds up. And if you're not sleeping, and it generally happens within those first like 2 hours that you go to sleep, if you are not getting quality sleep at that time, this fluid, like as you mentioned, the cerebral fluid will wash through your brain and actually get rid of that plaque and flush it out the body. And you're so right that a buildup of that plaque over years is one of the drivers of Alzheimer's. So we definitely want to allow ourselves to get that quality sleep to detoxify the brain. If we're not getting that, that's when we wake up in the morning and we still feel cloudy brained through the day, or foggy brained. We don't have that clarity of thinking, not just because we're tired, but because we have this plaque that's built up, and we need to flush it from the system. So I'm so glad you brought that up.
It's a great motivation to get enough sleep once you realize that is the risk that you run if you're not doing that. And I have to tell you that I found a study by Helen Ben Vista from Stony Brook University, and their mission was to find out if the position you sleep in makes a difference in how this cerebrospinal fluid is moving through the body. So they took some mice and they used them to examine the glymphatic pathway, which is the route that the CFS travels as that fluid moves out of the body and is exchanged with a fluid that is used then to clear that waste. So these poor mice, they put them to sleep, and they put one mouse on his side, one on his back, and one on his stomach, and then they monitored the glymphatic pathways using an MRI. And lo and behold, it turns out the mice's metabolic pathway was cleared most efficiently with the mice that were put to sleep on their side. So that shows that sleeping on your side is the best way to stimulate your brain's nightly detoxification process. So
that's really interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Now we do. And Stephanie, the fourth pillar is to make wise choices. And then it comes down to, and I've got some products that I'm just going to quickly show you when I say make wise choices. So you need a body cream. You don't want your skin to dry out, and so you grab what you think is a good body cream. I analyzed the ingredients in this body cream. It happens to be a men's body cream for dry skin. And 65% of the ingredients are synthetic man-made chemicals. And you're putting this on your skin every single day, day in and day out. So people are aware of the toxins in their food, but are you aware of the toxins in everything else that you're using? And there are alternatives out there. You've just got to do your homework. So here's a body cream, and this one is completely natural. So if you read the ingredients in this one, you've got denatured alcohol, stearate, citrate, dimethoco, I can't even pronounce these things, phenol, xylitol, carbinol, sodium ascorbate, phosphate. It's just
basically a bunch of hormone disruptors and liver.
Hectic. Terrible. And one of the ingredients, it dries out your skin. I was like, you've got to be joking. It's in a product for dry skin, and it's denatured alcohol dries out your skin. Then you pick up this product, and by the way, this isn't more expensive than this. And you can order it online. And you read the ingredients in this product. Now we're talking aloe ferox, coconut oil, flaxseed oil, primrose oil, lavender, rose geranium. It's herbs, it's food. And so the same thing, you take your deodorants. There's aluminium in the deodorants, natural deodorant. I cannot pronounce the ingredients that are in this deodorant. It's propane, butane, isobutane. Why would you want to spray this on your skin every day? Hydrolyzed, Persia, aluminium, chlorohydrate. Then I pick up my natural deodorant, works just as well, doesn't cost any more. And I have citric acid, vitamin C, lemon, essential oils, tea tree, bergamot, lemon, orange coriander, rose geranium, lavender.
And it does work well. It works very, very well. I'm actually going to mention, just for the sake of this, there's a brand that I use in South Africa that I absolutely love when it comes to non-toxic beauty care or personal care, and that is a company, New Beginnings, and I use their deodorant. I will do 3 hours of hot yoga, which is exercising for 3 hours in 42-degree room. Like, I'm sweating, just sitting there, and the sweat pours off my body. And I guarantee you, I leave that room and I don't smell because I put that natural deodorant on beforehand. These things are effective. You got to get the right ones, but these things are effective. Yes. Just because it's natural doesn't mean it's not going to work. They are incredibly effective.
And you've got to do your homework, because some of the so-called natural products, they're actually also full of rubbish. So you do have to do your homework. This one is a company called Gaia Organics as well, on the garden route.
I love them.
They are amazing. And the same, I have to just touch on the toothpaste. I mean, like, you got your toothpaste and you read the ingredients on the back of this. It's exactly the same thing. It's just chemicals, fluoride, stuff that you cannot pronounce. You get a natural toothpaste. You read the ingredients on your natural toothpaste: diatomaceous earth, magnesium peroxide, sea salt, vegetable tea, green teas, peppermint, thyme, lemon, cinnamon. But you've got to unbrainwash yourself. So now this toothpaste, it's got the minty freshness and the frothing. When you move over to a natural toothpaste, I don't know if you can see this. It's a powder. You dip your toothpaste in it. There's no minty freshness going on. There's no frothing. You've got to get used to it. It tastes very weird at first, but funnily enough, it does a much better job of cleaning your teeth.
It does. Your teeth feel clean all day. And
That's
there's
amazing.
different brands that will have different sort of mouth feels for you, but find one that you like. All right, Fiona, so last question, because we are way over time here, but I'm enjoying the conversation. Last question I have for you is, where does juicing fit into this whole process of detoxification and optimizing our health, as opposed to just eating your vegetables, as we've been talking about?
Yeah, so and I'll have to be short because this could take me, I can get down a rabbit hole of juicing. The first problem is that people just don't eat their vegetables. So you can say, well, why can't I just eat? But because you don't. Let's just be honest. Despite your best intentions, you don't. You might try and get it right for a day or two, but then you just don't. So juicing, first of all, juicing is a nutrient delivery system. So because for the process of juicing, you are doing the job of the digestive system for your body, because you're separating the insoluble fiber off and you're concentrating all the nutrients, all the phytochemicals into the juice. When you drink it, it's already pre-digested, so your body can absorb it. It doesn't, if your digestive system is not working at all because of constipation, because of you haven't got the right gut flora, and you can't break down this carrot. If you juice this carrot and you drink the juice of this carrot, it will be absorbed within 20 minutes into the body. So it's a nutrient delivery system. It enables you to consume a huge amount, because the fiber takes up space. When you 2.5 kilograms of produce, which is a lot, you can put into a 1 liter juice, and you can easily drink that a day. You can easily get in your 5 to 7 servings of vegetables and fruits through juicing. Your body is able to absorb them, the nutrients. You can also consume a wider variety. So, even if you eat your veggies, maybe you always eat the same veggies and you never, well, with juicing, all of a sudden you can juice red peppers, yellow peppers, parsnips, carrots, spinach, kale, broccoli. There's so much variety that you can juice, so you can get a wider variety, a greater volume. Your body can digest it. It's immediately available, the bioavailability. You're getting the synergistic, and this is probably one of the most key things. And I had a whole section on here. It's such a pity we run out of time on the synergistic benefits of what you find in nature's whole fruits and vegetables. You can't extract like the vitamin C from this apple and think you're going to still get the benefits. There is a amount of companion nutrients that are in this apple that work together. The vitamin C capacity, it's been studied in Colin Campbell's book, Whole. It's the antioxidant-like activity of this apple is 260% more than the actual vitamin C in an apple, because the actual mind-blowing complexity of a simple food like an apple and how all the other chemical compounds in here work together to make that apple do what it does is what you get through juicing. You're juicing whole foods. The juicing process doesn't damage the nutrients if you juice properly. Obviously, there's also rubbish ways of juicing, but if you use a cold press method, if your produce is fresh, it's properly cleaned, the synergistic benefits to the body are just absolutely unsurpassed. And people that hate to eat vegetables, you can juice your vegetables. We make very nice, a huge combination of different juices. And there's the lifestyle approach to juicing. Every day, have like a small juice, or have 500 ml. You can replace a meal with a juice. And then every few months, I always advise people, cut your organs some slack and go on a juice cleanse. Stop eating whole foods, stop all the dietary mistakes, stop all the toxins coming in, and just feed your body high nutrient, water-rich, whole fruits and vegetable juices that can be absorbed. The detox pathways are like, oh, wow, this is amazing. We've got no toxins to deal with. We're getting nourished. All that sulforaphane, the phytochemicals are coming in. You drink water whilst you're detoxing. You do your exercise. So it's like taking your car for service, and then you carry on doing your daily juicing.
Yes. And I've actually done your 5-day. I know you have different days, different lengths of time with the detoxification. I've done your 5-day detox cleanse before, and it was amazing. The juices are delicious. You've even got a nice like chocolate milk like evening smoothie, which I absolutely love. And your soups as well that you gave with it. It was so delicious. I was never hungry on the program. I felt so refreshed, so rejuvenated. So I can definitely personally vouch for your juicing, your detox, 5-day detox. And I'm really glad you brought up that not concept, but the reality that everything is perfectly packaged. There is the way that we find our fruits and vegetables. There is no way we can get that same effect by taking something synthetic or trying to extract just a certain
Yes.
nutrient. When we're getting it from a whole food, there is so much benefit
Yeah.
from that. And with that nutrient absorption, I've seen with clients that I've worked with Crohn's, with ulcerative colitis, and with diverticulitis, because of that absorption issue, increasing the amount of juicing every day. Sometimes we do a 3 to 5 day juice boost initially. Other times it's about 70% of their day originally is juicing, and then just 1 or 2 very small meals. And the massive amount of improvement they have in a very short space of time, because as you said, we just flooding that body with nutrients, so those nutrients can get to work in healing the body immediately. There's no breakdown that has to happen, there's no interference. It can just get to work and get the job done. It's amazing.
And you know what happens, Stephanie, when you do that cleanse, is it gives you an incredible momentum to start embracing a healthier lifestyle. So you get the benefit of the duration of the cleanse. Let's say you've done a 5-day cleanse. That's why it's like juicing is like a gateway drug to a healthier lifestyle, because I have thousands of clients that have said to me, oh my goodness, the ripple effect of my cleanse is I now jump on my bicycle and cycle to work. And all of a sudden I'm enthused to exercise, and I'm more conscious about what I eat, and I'm more mindful about eating, and I appreciate food so much more. So it gives you that ripple effect to start making changes so that you can heal yourself in the long term. You know, it's not you take a tablet and there was no psychological benefit or mindfulness benefit. So it's extremely powerful in that respect. And you only need to do 5 days, 7 day, of course, even more so. The mental shift that you make from a simple 1 week of just stopping what you were doing and doing something different is just actually quite profound.
It is. It is. So on that note of juice cleanses, you have a gift for the audience. Do you want to tell us what that is, please?
Yes, so the 200 Rand, we've got a coupon. Anybody that is listening to this talk, and thank you for listening to the end, there's a coupon that you can use for any order on the Juice Revolution website. We have an online store. We deliver across South Africa to all corners of the country, and you can just apply that coupon code to your order. There's a minimum spend in the online store of 600 Rand, and you're welcome to apply that discount coupon code. If you need advice on where to get started, or you're not sure what products to start with, then I am always available on WhatsApp or on the end of the phone.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Guys, there is a link below for you to access with the coupon code, and then you can access the website and get your first order placed there. I promise you these juices are delicious. I absolutely love Juice Revolution. It is hands down my favorite juicing company within South Africa. So give it a try. Maybe you don't want to do a 5-day or a 7-day juice cleanse yet, but you can buy yourself boxes or not packets, like individual juices. Make yourself a little juice box, have it delivered, and then get trying every day. Have 1 or 2 juices, try different ones, see what you like, and then start your juicing journey that way if you don't feel quite ready for a 5 or 7-day cleanse. But get your juices in. It doesn't spike blood sugar. It nourishes your body, and it really just gives your body the building blocks that it needs in order to start that healing and getting you feeling better. Fiona, it's been amazing to have you with us this year. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Stephanie. It's been lovely chatting to you.
We hope you enjoyed our discussion. Don't forget, it is not knowledge that is power. It is what you do with this newfound knowledge that really makes the difference. So act now and start to implement what you have just learned. Your mind, body, soul, and future you will thank you for it. These discussions are only available to view for 24 hours, but if you would like to get lifetime access to re-listen, relearn, and share with your loved ones, then click the VIP upgrade button on your screen. Not only will you receive lifetime access, but you will also get your hands on over 7,000 Rand worth of bonuses to help you get ahead. These bonuses include working with me, Stephanie, directly for 30 days so I can help you accelerate your results, as well as get your hands on an exclusive 15% discount and mystery gift on your next Vitamin G order. These bonuses are for Summit VIPs only, so go ahead and click the VIP upgrade button on your screen now to get access.